Hello, everyone, and welcome to Footy Judge Mode. This is your evening debate with a different flavor, a different taste. I promised, and I'm delivering. 5 members joining me here on this channel so we can discuss everything football. They can challenge my opinion. If you're joining from Never Foul, big up. If you're joining from Staffy TV, hit that like button for me. Get me to 100 likes right away. The like button is the only way this channel is going to grow and we get more subscribers. I've been sitting in this chair for about 4 hours now, so bear with me a little bit. And I have 5 members with me to challenge me. Marcus, Arsenal fan. Mina, Bayern, with a little bit of a soft spot for Arsenal, of course. Jaden, Arsenal as well. Kevin,
United.
you're not Manchester? Oh, I'm sorry. And
You're good,
then
you're good.
Mike is Liverpool, of course. Mo Salah, big up Mo Salah. Big up everybody that joined us. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that like button. I don't know where to start, to be honest with you guys. I don't know. I think it's up to you guys. That's your show. And since we have 2 Arsenal fans and a soft spot Arsenal fan, it's only fair to start there. Isn't that correct? We start with Arsenal, of course, v Chelsea. And give it to me, guys. What did you think about the game? So we were never a foul, and we asked the question, who should be happier, Chelsea or Arsenal? We start with Marcus.
To be honest with you, I don't think anybody should be happy. I think both fan bases should be pretty pissed. Like, Chelsea threw away a 2-0 lead. Arsenal played horrible for about 75 minutes. I mean, I'm not really sure how Jaden feels. I know I'm pretty upset about it just because, like, we were terrible. That's probably the worst performance we put in all season, but it's also, I mean, I don't know. I would say, hey, I'll take a point from Stamford Bridge. Like, I remember growing up, we used to get pumped by Chelsea every single game, whether it was home or away, we'd always get pumped by them. But for us to go into that game the way that we did, with the form that we had coming off against the Man City win, and then to only get a point from it, score kind of in the dying minutes, like, I was pretty upset. But also Chelsea, if anybody, Chelsea fans should probably be more upset. But I don't know how Jaden feels, to be fair.
For me, yeah, I was definitely disappointed because going into the game, I was expecting a win. I didn't think it was going to be easy.
That said will pump Chelsea.
Definitely not. I thought 2-0, but
don't lie.
I thought 2-0, we'll get a goal, and then it will force Chelsea to come out more, and then late in the game, we'll get a second one, game over. I didn't think it was going to be easy, though. Definitely not a 4-0, none of that stuff. That wasn't me. But from the first 5 minutes, seeing Zinchenko pass the ball.
Big up Mike, because one of us, sorry, big up Mike, who became a member just before the stream so he can join us. Big up Mike.
Yeah, seeing Zinchenko give the ball away in our own box within the first 5 minutes and Declan Rice give the ball away, the game, how I thought the game would go, and seeing us how bad we were, I was really shocked. And then coming out of the game, a point, being 2-0 down, I'd take the point, but I'm not happy with the point. I wanted 3 points from that game.
Is it sustainable though? Mina, do you watch the game? I'm assuming. Guys, you don't have to mute yourself when you don't talk. There's no noise. If there's noise, I'm going to let you know. You don't have to mute yourself.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I watched the game. What Marcus said about it being the worst performance, I don't know about that, but it was a bad performance this time. And I agree to the point where both teams probably got pissed off at the end of the game. I saw some of the stuff going into the match, like the 11s. The only argument apparently was either Caicedo or Sterling versus Martinelli in most of the combined 11s. So I don't know. I think there were quite a few people who underestimated Chelsea. And to be fair, last season, there's a reason for it. But that's, I guess.
But even this season, to be honest, even this season, in the beginning of the season, and then throughout, before they started winning and the cup game against Brighton, I thought anybody would fancy their chances against Chelsea. Am I wrong here? Like, anybody would fancy their chances against Chelsea, but then they fixed up a little bit through the Brighton game. Yeah. And then going through Fulham, and then they beat up Burnley, and then I thought that, it was all right. That's why when I was talking on every channel, I was called a madman. I was told you're an idiot to predict the Chelsea win. And I'm like, absolutely not. I actually think that Chelsea have a chance. I don't read the future. I keep saying that many times. But I thought that Chelsea have a chance. People said that Chelsea have zero chance, like Hussam, of winning the game, and I thought they were closer to winning the game.
I don't know about that. I mean, Chelsea have had a great defense the whole league. They've only conceded 9 goals. Their biggest problem the whole season is scoring. I don't think that Chelsea can be upset, because if you were to go into this game, 9 out of 10 people would say that you're a madman for thinking that you're going to get a point, and the other one would be the delusional guy. You got a point. Doesn't matter if you were up 2-0. It doesn't even matter that mistakes led to the 2-0, and it could have been even more. I mean, I'm surprised no one's talking about like that one Nicholas Jackson chance where he could have easily chipped the keeper. I mean, you just put anyone that's just a little bit higher than Nicholas Jackson, any 26-year-old, solid striker, at least that's a one-touch shot. Like, you don't take an extra touch there. You just put it on goal. And I think that Chelsea could have made that game 3 or 4-0. And then all of a sudden, this game's completely out of the hands of Arsenal. And if anything, Arsenal fans should be happy that they were able to salvage a point out of this game, especially based off of the mistake that led to Declan
Completely
Rice
disagree with you, Mike, here.
Yeah,
Arsenal fans should be upset. The manager should be happy, because the manager is the one that can fix it on the training ground. So Arteta would say, we were bad, we started bad, we made mistakes, and we got a point. Fans, though, on the other side, they are worried. I'm like, why are you choosing Jorginho over Partey? Why is Odegaard disappeared in this game? Why is Martinelli couldn't get the better of what's his name, Malo Gusto on that right side? Fans are worried. Managers will say, point gained, move on, I will learn from it. But I'm talking to Arsenal fans. Some of them are saying, nah, it's the first time they played together, the front three. And I'm like, that's why you should be freaking worried, because they played and you had zero creativity throughout the game. Zero.
That's what they've been wanting. They've been begging for that front three all season. From what I hear, a lot of Arsenal fans saying, just wait till we get that front three. And as soon as that comes, it's going to be such a threat. And they just look like they struggled yesterday a lot. Like you said, both the wingers for Arsenal, they struggled so hard to beat their man on both. And you got to keep in mind, Cucurella and Gusto are actually both their backup fullbacks. So it's kind of crazy that two skilled players like them were just struggling so much yesterday.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, to be honest. I'm watching. I don't know if anybody on the game was Chelsea surprised Arteta, and Arteta was shocked, and he didn't fix it in the first half, because I thought Arteta in that first half was just like us. He was watching the game. Chelsea kept playing the same diagonal ball to Raheem Sterling behind Zinchenko over and over again, and he had no answer for it. I'm like, are you watching the same thing? Can you ask Declan Rice to cover that area behind Zinchenko? Can you ask Jorginho a little bit to cover? But no, he was watching the game. He's assuming that the players are going to learn. The players are not going to do something from their mind. The players have to take instructions from you. That's the point on Arteta. I don't know what you think, Marcus.
I think really the big thing Arteta got wrong was the midfield. Like, if you watch the game, Jorginho was constantly trying to make up ground that he was never going to be able to make up, and that in turn left Declan Rice constantly. Yeah. I mean, Declan Rice, especially in the first half, was all over the pitch trying to constantly cover open space and trying to make tackles and stuff. He was going to get the thing is, I don't really know who to pin the blame on in terms of the performance, because Arteta,
it's only one guy.
Got the tactics wrong.
It's only one guy. It's only one guy.
Who?
Arteta.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the players.
You're hiding. You're hiding, Marcus. You're hiding. You're hiding. Like, you don't want to call out your manager. It's
no, I do want to call out the manager, but it also comes down to the players. The players are not good enough, especially in that first half. They were terrible. Tons of misplaced passes. Rail was constantly under pressure. It looks like he was going to piss himself every single time he got the ball. Saka and Martinelli created nothing. Gabriel Jesus was poor. Like I said, Declan Rice was constantly out of position, trying to cover the entire pitch when, there's no way he's going to physically be able to do that. I thought our defense was poor. I thought Saliba, who's very composed on the ball, misplaced lots of passes. If the blame can be spread all around, this whole idea that we should pin the blame on one person is ridiculous, because it goes from top to bottom. It goes from the manager all the way down to the players. Everybody was very, very, very poor for the first 75 minutes of that game yesterday. Which upsets me the most. It's sometimes when Arteta gets it wrong, the players have enough, they have enough cojones to at least pull through and get a goal, but they didn't decide to do that until the last 15 minutes of the game. Sometimes the players get it bad, but Arteta can make an impact off the bench. there's no way you can logically put the blame on any one person, whether that's the coaching staff or the players. It was just bad from top to bottom, which is what makes it so frustrating.
Can I just ask about with Jorginho? What do you guys think of his game against Man City? Because what I think is that he probably played Jorginho against Chelsea because he wasn't bad against. I could be wrong, but to me he didn't seem bad against Man City, and Arteta might have thought this worked, so maybe try it out. And of course, with Partey traveling to Ghana or wherever their international break, it might have been too early for him to come right back into it. But I don't know. That's just a question. Is what do you guys think when Jorginho was against Man City?
I'll let Jaden answer this, but just real fast in terms of Partey, like I know he was injured, but Arteta had no issue playing the Brazilian players, and they had just gotten back from international duty over in South America. You know what I mean?
But did Martinelli play?
Hmm?
I don't. Did Martinelli actually play? I don't remember if he did.
I did look like
Maybe
he
Martinelli didn't,
did play,
but Gabriel did.
Gabriel. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let Jaden answer though.
For me, Jorginho in the Man City game, he was okay, but it's a different game to play when you're playing City. I mean, playing Chelsea. Playing against City, you're playing against Kovacic in the midfield. They're not as athletic, so he doesn't have to do as much physically in that game. It's more about just being in control, make sure dictate and play. Whereas the Chelsea game, you're in midfield against Conor Gallagher, Caicedo, very athletic midfielders. So for him to play Jorginho in that game,
Yeah.
I wasn't me personally. I wanted Partey in the midfield, even if it wasn't the start of the game. After that first half, I definitely wanted Partey in that midfield, just because even when we started to play a little bit better, Declan Rice went into the six, and he was able to play a bit more better. For me, when he was partnered up with Jorginho, Declan Rice couldn't really commit to going forward because it's in the back of his mind. He's got to help Jorginho. If Chelsea get the ball, Jorginho can't cover the ground defensively. So for me, Declan Rice was kind of caught in between two mans of, can I really attack and commit to go forward and help the attack and leave Jorginho by himself, or do I have to stay back? So for me, he struggled in that first half just because he couldn't really do what he needed to do in that left 8 role because of Jorginho.
Like for me, I thought I'd rather try Smith Rowe or Trossard in the 8 instead of Rice, just because I don't know where Partey is at this moment in time. Like mindset, fitness, and all that. I wanted since the beginning of the season. I wanted to see Smith Rowe. I was a huge Smith Rowe fan when he had that breakout season, especially against United and scored that goal. And De Gea and Fred, was it to someone who hit De Gea and he was trying to claim that as a foul? That was like so. It was a great moment for me. But like I was a huge Smith Rowe fan, and I wanted to see him break out and actually play. But I'm worried now he's going to get transferred out because Arteta doesn't have faith in him. So that's why I was curious. Like, what did you think of Jorginho in that Man City game? Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
For me, sorry, Mo, you said something on a different stream, and I kind of almost started to agree with you, where you said Arteta almost kind of gave up because he brought on Smith Rowe. You're bringing Smith Rowe in a game where you're 2-0 down losing to Chelsea, but throughout the season when we've been winning games, he's been reluctant to use Smith Rowe. But then in a game where we're losing, you just decided to chuck Smith Rowe on for whatever reason. So for me, I almost agree with Mo in the sense that maybe did Arsenal give up on that game?
Yeah, he did. 100% he did. There is a note that I took, and when I was taking the note, I wrote exactly this. I wrote, why Arsenal are not pressing the 2 center backs when losing 2-0 when there's 15 minutes in the game left. And I'm like, it has to be the manager just gave up. He sat down. He just gave up. And the players fed off that energy. So that's what I think happened. I think your manager gave up, and that gifted goal is the one that brought you back to the game. Your manager gave up on the game, and your players did as well. I don't think that it was the right thing to do because there's 2-0, and he was proved wrong because you came back to the game. I'm not giving him, by the way, I'm not giving him any credit. People want to give him credit for bringing Smith Rowe. He literally said that Smith Rowe is not up to the level. He literally a week ago said that. You're bringing someone, you said that is not up to the level. That means you gave up on the game. God, let me just do something. Guys, there's over 200 of you here. Can we get the likes to 150 or 100? Guys, the like button is underneath your live chat. Hit that like button because it helps the channel grow massively. Like button look like thumbs up underneath your live chat. It's simple. It doesn't cost you a penny. It doesn't cost you a penny. Go ahead. You want to say something, Marcus?
No, like I just remember like when I saw Smith Rowe come on, I was like I felt bad for him. It was like a lamb to the slaughter, basically. Like you're throwing this poor guy who was barely
We're
played.
losing.
Yeah, we're losing 2-0. We don't look like we're gonna come back in the game at all. We barely look like we're gonna get another shot off on the goal. Right at that point, we probably had what, maybe 1-2 shots off target, not even a shot on target. And you're throwing him in? Like, what are you doing, man? Like it's just you're just taking a piss at this point. Like you're just
He was just
it's almost
desperate.
like you're saying to Smith Rowe, hey, I'm going to sell you in January. I'm going to sell you in the summer. And I'm going to throw you on just to show the board or whoever needs to see this that you're not up to par. And I'm going to make you embarrassed. Like, it was embarrassing for him. I feel really bad for him. Like, thank God Declan Rice got that open goal because it was peak for Smith Rowe. Like, this is the last thing I'll say in terms of like this is just like something I've been thinking about a lot this season with Arsenal is like they seem to have the mentality is turned in the sense that they're not just going to throw games away. Like 2-3 seasons ago, that 2-0 would have been a 4-5-0 come full time.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So the fact that they were able to salvage 2 points is a positive. But the negative for me and why I'm going to be upset about this game until we win another game is the fact that like the mentality's there, but tactically we seem to have regressed massively. We're not creating enough goals. We don't seem as fluid in the attack. Our defense is stellar, but as you saw against Chelsea, they're still very vulnerable. Zinchenko was a massive liability, like he's been for the past year and however many months. You know what I mean? Like the mentality has changed, but the tactics have gotten worse, which to me makes absolutely no sense. Like, how is that possible? Because shouldn't the mentality flow?
I don't know. I thought you didn't replace, but I want to hear Mike's opinion from a Liverpool's perspective. You're looking at this Arsenal team. How scary are they? Because you are supposed to be the title challengers with them.
No, yeah.
Right? Is that what it is?
No, 100%. I mean, listen, so to preface this, I'll say that I don't think that Chelsea are as bad as they seem. I think that ultimately the number one problem Chelsea has is that they didn't sign a striker. They decided to put Nicholas Jackson up there, and then they went out and they bought Cole Palmer, and they thought that this is good enough. I mean, if you put a solid striker in that team, they score goals, they win games. It's that simple. They've created chances. They have an excellent defense. They have a great midfield. I think that Chelsea get a lot of reps. So a lot of people that are approaching this game like Arsenal just bottled it and shit the bed. I think a lot of people underestimated Chelsea. And just because like they scored 2 goals all of a sudden, I don't know. But regardless, I know what they did last season. I know what they could do week in, week out. Do I think that the Champions League is going to have an effect, further down the line? Maybe. Especially considering that they've only won 1 game and now they've lost 1, and they have 4 more to go. So the Champions League is going to take up more priority. I would like them to be better personally because I'm not sure if Liverpool have the depth to go on, and I don't want to see City. That's one thing I co-aligned with Hussam. Anything but City. Okay, I don't care if Arsenal win the league, just anything but City. So I hope that they have what it takes to move forward, but. Ultimately, I think that there were signs last season, and I think that there have been signs this season that show that they might not be at that level yet. And I know that City are weak, and I'm still not impressed after City's win over Brighton. I think that Arsenal played well in that game, but ultimately City didn't have Rodri or De Bruyne. So I think that Arsenal still need a little bit more to get to that ultimate line. But ultimately, I think it's a question of whether or not City are at that pinnacle still. And I don't think that question's answered, because if City are still there, I don't think it matters how good Arsenal are or how good Liverpool are, because ultimately if Rodri and De Bruyne were in this team for the whole season, this wouldn't even be a competition. City would just run away with it. So yeah, I mean, I hope that they're good enough, but I haven't seen anything this season to prove that. But ultimately, it's also only been 9 games, so I still think it's a little early. We're not even, what are we, like just about a quarter of the way through the season, if that. So yeah, it's kind of my take on it. I hope you guys do good though. Please, just anything but City.
Bro, we might need you, so don't rest it on us. Bro.
Well, listen, bro,
don't just lay it up on us. This is, come on, bro.
Absolutely not. I mean, listen, I back my squad. Okay, I think that Liverpool have an opportunity if they get the right players in January. If we get a center back and we get a proper 6, I can see us pushing City and pushing Arsenal all the way. It's just going to be a matter of We only really have 2 challenging games, maybe 3. We really only have 3 challenging games in the league for the rest of 2023. Newcastle at home, City away, and United. That's it. We only have 3 hard games in the league until January. If we can get through those 3 games and the other 3, which are just hogwash, cannon fodder, we're going to be in a really good position to have a great January and then push with Arsenal. And I think the same probably goes for Arsenal too.
We're in the same boat. Like, we just need strength. We just need to strengthen our positions in different parts of the team. You know what I mean? It's y'all need a 6 and a defender. We need a midfielder and a striker. It's 2 sides of the same coin, essentially. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. But you guys got to get your act together because City cannot win again.
So y'all got to get your act together as well. So what are you trying to tell me, bro?
No, I'm not talking shit. If you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, come on.
Yeah, come on yourself. Come on, bro. I'm just messing with you. You're right. You're right.
Dude, I'm about to pull a Europa quadruple, so I'm perfectly fine.
You're about to do what? I don't know what that means, bro. What does that even mean?
Europa quadruple. It would be like the worst quadruple in history because you would win every competition, but you won the Europa League, not the Champions League.
Oh, you're gonna win all the okay. The Europa quadruple is kind of mad, to be honest. This is I've never seen this. Have anybody heard that term before? Europa quadruple.
Europa.
Is that what Liverpool fans are on now? But like, listen,
But you still have like the domestic treble and then Europa on top of it. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Europa League quadruple is cool.
Oh, okay.
You're like you want a competition. You're worse than 52 other teams that are playing in the Champions League. You're not up to their level, but you win Europa League and you call that a quadruple. This is the shameless shit.
Hey, come on. You know what?
Yo, what's the point of 6 Champions Leagues if you can't win the Europa League? Don't be like Arsenal. Come on now.
I've already won the Europa League. I don't need to win the Europa.
What did
Do
you
it again. Come on. You can't harp on about 6
What
Champions
year?
Leagues.
Marcus, why did you turn off the lights? Did you turn off the lights?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
it got dark.
I'm sorry to say. I'll turn on the lights. Give me a second.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, again, we're not even on 100 likes. You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing this panel. You're embarrassing the members. Hit that like button. I don't know how to. Do I need to do a tutorial for you on the phone how to hit the like button? Hit that like button.
Call them bozos.
I don't want to call them bozos again. People get upset. People get into their feelings when I do that. People get into their feelings when I do this. Hit that like button, people. Give me to a freaking 100 likes. And ask questions if you want. Ask questions if you want. Send some questions. By the way, I don't see the chat. The only chat I see, and I'm sorry for this time, is the super chats because I have a screen and the only starred ones are the super chat. So if you send the super chats, I'll appreciate it, of course. Well, I don't want to move on from Arsenal a little bit, but I want to like link it to Liverpool. It's the world against Man City. I get it. People want to say that because they have won many. But Liverpool, you won against Everton. Is it convincing though? Was it very convincing, Mike?
I mean, listen, I don't think that like ultimately every side have these kinds of games. I don't think that City's win over Brighton was very convincing. I think that ultimately it came down to a really sloppy turnover by Baleba and an excellent finish by Haaland, not taking anything away from him. But Brighton were in that game and that wasn't dominant. And these kinds of games, they happen. Like there's 4 or 5 of these for every big side every season. And so, ultimately, did we have opportunities in the first half? Yeah, but, I'm not going to go off on this whole 12:30 agenda after international breaks that everyone else is doing. But, with that being said, it's 12:30. It's right after an international break, and our front 3 are playing.
He's like, I'm not going to go on about that. And then he started talking about it.
No, hold on.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going on about it.
But I'm more talking about like having 14 of them and the next people having 7. I'm just saying that like the front 3 were sloppy and we had a lot of opportunity in the first half. But ultimately we got a penalty and there should have been a penalty directly before that because that was a penalty against Luis Diaz. And then sure, Konate should have been sent off. Whatever, fine. Like I'll concede. Sure, could that have been a yellow? Yeah, but it's ticky tacky. It's not factual like a clear offside goal. We're talking about opinion versus fact. Either way, I still think Liverpool would have won that game. there's nothing that's of concern to me when it comes to that specific performance. What concerns me is what I've seen all season, in that McAllister is sitting in the 6, and that can't happen, and that you need a proper 6 if you want to challenge for this league. And would I've liked to win 4-0? Sure, but I'll take a 2-0 win at home any day of the week. Darwin came in, played amazing. Since I'm a Darwin sexual. He's my favorite player in the world. I love him. I don't care about how much hate he gets.
He's done. He's out.
What do you say?
I love that. He's
out. His section is out, bro. You said you love Darwin Núñez. You come into Mo's channel and you say you're Darwin's lover.
I love Darwin. I love Darwin until I die, dude. I will.
How? Based on what?
Because passion.
You're a passion merchant.
No, first off. Last season, Darwin had opportunities. He missed them. I get it. But ultimately, the midfield was a bigger problem. The supply was a bigger problem. The consistency was a bigger problem. This season, Darwin has proven to be better. He's taking more chances. I like what I see from him more. Honestly, Darwin was amazing at Benfica because he was playing off another striker. And then all of a sudden, Klopp brings him in and he's putting him on the left wing. He's putting him in the center. He's taking him out of his natural position, which is what Klopp loves to do. It's his bread and butter. Take a player and move him to a completely different position that he's never played in. Harvey Elliott playing in the midfield as a right winger. Alexis McAllister, an 8 playing in a 6. That's what he does. So I think that he just took a lot of bad rap, and he's someone that I will die on a hill for. But I'm not worried about.
Do you know?
I'm
sorry. Do you know? I don't like Darwin, not because he is played left wing. He misses chances. I just watch football with my eyes. Darwin Núñez is not elite in anything other than he is spacey. That's it. He's quick. His first touch is not great. His finishing, by the way, people rave about his finishing. He misses more than what he scores, by the way. He misses way more than what he scores. And be my guest, stop me if I say something wrong. Stop me when I'm wrong and correct me, right? His passing isn't elite. His decision making is. Go ahead, stop me.
No. I'm gonna let you, because I don't think.
You can argue at any time, my friend.
I don't think that there's no element of his game that right now is world class. But he's but the thing is that he's not a 27-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, he's not someone who should be proven.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
by the way, we agree here. Now, me and you, we agree.
Yeah.
Like, if you cannot, so the problem for me is that people sit here and tell me, yeah, he's good enough. And I'm like, no, he needs improvements to be Liverpool Football Club.
Agreed.
To be Liverpool's Football Club striker, starting striker. Liverpool that win leagues, win Champions League, you need to be better than Darwin Núñez. Do you agree on that statement?
Yes.
That's it. Done.
Yes.
My job is done
100%.
here. I'm out.
100%. But what I will say, though, I acknowledge he has his faults. He does need improvement, but ultimately,
so why do you like him, though?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I like Darwin because of his ability to create chaos in the final third, and because ultimately we are best in transition. We create in transition. This is the biggest problem I have with my club, is that Jurgen keeps trying to play possession ball, and that's why I'm so afraid of when Thiago comes back, because I know that Thiago is going to sit in that 6 and he's just going to play U-ball. He's just going to go loop-de-loop with Konate and Virgil, and we're just going to sit with 70% possession, and we're going to concede 3 counterattacking goals, because we're not a possession team. We're a counterattacking transition team. That's our core identity, and that's Darwin's bread and butter. He just breaks the lines, and you saw yesterday he has the ability to play great balls. Like that was a great off-balance, cross-body, right-footed pass, perfectly laid for Mo Salah. I think Darwin has the ability to break into the final third and to create those chances. I just think he needs a little bit more polishing, and he has the potential to be world-class in my eyes. I'm not going to say that he is
world-class.
But he has potential. I'm talking
because he's technically amazing, or because his passing is elite, or because his finishing is Cristiano Ronaldo, or because his dribbling is what?
I think as I think as a product,
Because he's strong. Did you? I'm trying to help you here.
No, 100%. Listen, I know that my opinion here, it's bias and it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I get that. But I think as a product,
Someone in
as
the
a
comments
product
said he's
of,
world-class athlete. Oh yes, Usain Bolt was a world-class athlete.
as a product of a system.
Mia
right?
Hamm was a world-class athlete. It's fine. It's all right.
Well, no, hold on. I'm going to give you the perfect example.
Yes.
Mo Salah was not world class when we bought him. He was a potential world class player who just came off of a great season at Roma. Wasn't yet world class. What created the world class Mo Salah? What created the world class Sadio Mane?
Working hard.
A system. A system built those players. A system for Roberto Firmino, for Sadio Mane, and for Mohamed Salah. With the proper system, I think that Darwin Núñez could be a world class player with the proper system around him. Because when you take away the system from Mo Salah and he goes and he plays for Egypt, it's a completely different player. And we've seen that in the big games from Mo
You're
Salah.
comparing Egypt
No,
Liverpool.
No, I'm just trying to say that the system is a huge reason why Mo Salah is a world-class right winger.
You want to put a system
Shame
around
on you.
Darwin
You are a
Núñez.
Liverpool fan. You shouldn't say that.
No, but
You're
one
helping
thing-
the enemies. You're
No,
helping the enemies.
No,
One
but
thing I disagree
I
with
think the
the
same
Mo
goes
Salah
for
thing, though.
he goes for most players. That goes for most players. There's like
You
a
think De
handful of
Bruyne is a
players.
system player?
No,
That
De
doesn't mean you
Bruyne
should
is
have a
not.
system around them either, boss. What are
De
you
Bruyne
talking
is
about?
not. Messi's not. Ronaldo's not. Mbappe's not. Again,
Hold on. Let me do the super chat and then I will come to this because you are absolutely embarrassing me as an Egyptian here. Will Stewart, of course, you guys going to see Will hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm trying to still see his time. How can you big up Darwin and be American? Did you not see MLS Walker Zimmerman pocket him last year?
I don't watch the MLS.
I
No, it
saw.
was
Yeah.
This year in the Prem, or was it a?
It's got to be
pregame?
international, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't really watch much of international, but if I had to take a guess, Uruguay versus USA, did that happen anytime soon?
Possibly.
Anyway, he's got potential. That's my only point.
He has.
Potential.
I agree with you. He has potential. Let's
that's
agree
why-
with that. Darwin Núñez is not an amateur football player. He's a professional football player that plays for the Uruguayan national team, that played for Benfica and scored 30 goals. He definitely has potential. Liverpool should aspire to more than potential. That's my point.
Okay.
Simple as that.
So one thing about Salah is that he looked like he was becoming that player throughout his entire career. It's just
Roma, bro, and Fiorentina.
Roma, Florentina, Basel. It was just the Chelsea part.
6
But he
months.
was, but you like if you talk to any Egyptian, they're telling you like there's something about this guy.
Mina, you're Egyptian?
Yes,
I can tell, of course.
but you could there's something about this guy. We didn't see it at that point. Like we didn't expect. Let's be fair. We didn't expect it to be what he was at Liverpool, but we saw he could be a great player. Like we saw the potential.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Mohamed Salah, the fact that you sat here and did not include Mohamed Salah with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne in the Premier League is embarrassing.
Well, hold on. I was talking about internationally players who by themselves, no matter the system, can completely
Freaking
change.
Kevin De Bruyne sucks for Belgium.
Egypt
Mo
didn't
Salah
qualify for the
made
World
Egypt
Cup
reach
for-
the World Cup for the first time since 1990.
Yeah, it's like 30
Okay.
years since he's qualified the World Cup. So
Okay. True enough. I mean,
So you're not a Mo Salah fan?
well, hold on. No.
Yeah, hold on here.
Don't say that.
No.
Don't say that.
Oh,
Don't say that.
no.
Let's have a new agenda here.
Hold on. No. See.
We found the one Liverpool fan that is not a Mo Salah fan.
You cannot say
You
that.
didn't say that, to be fair to him.
Ultimately, I don't even. No, listen. I don't even want Mo to go in the summer. Honestly, I think that Mohamed Salah could go to Saudi Arabia at 40 years old and still make $2 million a year. So I think that right now, if I'm Liverpool, I'm locking him down to $500,000 a week for a 3-year contract today. Just do it, sign it, seal it, deliver it. Saudi will pay you at 45. They'll give you $5 million a year.
No, they won't, but fine.
Mo Salah could catch a fat bag at 38. I'm just going to say that. He
Mo
does not
Salah
need to
will
go
leave this
right now.
summer.
I hope not. I pray not. But I would
Did
never
you
say
say that last summer too?
I love Mo.
They rejected it, and they rejected the offer. Liverpool. He's not. Mo Salah is a very well-mannered guy. He's not going to force Liverpool's hand, but he's out of the contract. in
Well,
2025. So
yeah.
he's going to have 1 year left, and I think Liverpool will take the money unless they want to keep him for that year and say, yeah, we'll just milk your energy until you run out of contract. If Mo Salah leaves that money on the table, the Saudi money, I think he's an idiot. Liverpool should look for an alternative. They should look for the life after Mo Salah.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it's not gonna be it's not gonna be one player. It's gonna be collectively. It's gonna be Darwin Núñez improvement. It's gonna be Cody Gakpo. It's gonna be other players as well. I think FSG are not idiots, and they will sell him if he doesn't renew. And I don't think he is gonna renew for less than probably $1 million a week, which is 52 million, because he is
Agreed.
now on 350. I think maybe 700. Like he will renew on a Neymar, which is FSG are not gonna do. It's up to him though. I think he should go to Saudi Arabia just because the money is too much. I don't think the league is. I don't think the league. I never watched a game in the league, in Saudi Arabia's league. I just think for the players' future, listen, there's too much money on the football is out of the window here. It's too much money involved.
Yeah.
So Liverpool, I don't know. Like I keep saying the same. Liverpool will, if they hang in, we're now 1 point. You are now 1 point off the
Yep.
top with quarter of the season gone. So half the first half of the season. And I think if you hang in there 3 points, 4 points behind the leaders by January, you get Paulinia, unless somebody else comes to the picture, which is I don't know who. I think you'll be all right. I think you'll challenge for the title. Your front line is absolutely great. I think this is it. Guys, we're not even, I keep saying this shit, and people don't want to freaking hit that freaking like button. And so I have to show them now. Let me just mute my phone. Guys, the like button, I don't know. Where's my channel? Where's my freaking video? View channel. It's right there, guys. If you are watching the show and you have a commercial or whatever, and you have the live chat, there you go. You have the live chat right here. You have to close the live chat like this. And the like button looks like thumbs up right there. No, right there. It looks like thumbs up. You hit that like button. Give me to 100 likes. What is this? Embarrassing. We have over 200 people watching, and you're not even on 100 likes. That's embarrassing, people. Hit that like button. And if you're on your computer, it's a computer. I like this. Is a very American. It's underneath your life. It's underneath your video. So hit that like button. I don't know. You guys ask questions. You gotta keep going. We can talk about Manchester United. We can talk about. I know. We can talk
If
about.
he doesn't, well, but I just want to ask one last question.
You
If-
can. You can ask the rest of the panel, but you watch Premier League as well.
If he doesn't want, like, let's just go ahead and let's just say, for some reason, unknown to all of us, Mo doesn't want to go. What then? Like, you know.
What do you mean? What then? He stays.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. I believe he doesn't want to go. It's just that simple.
You believe he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia?
You believe or you hope?
No, but hold on.
Who told him this?
Be honest with it. No, seriously. Be 100% honest with me. Mo Salah is what? 32?
32. He's born in 92.
31.
91.
Okay, so Mo Salah is 31. His birthday is June 15th. If Mo Salah leaves this summer, that means he'll go to Saudi Arabia at 32 years old. You're telling me right now that 2 years from then, at 34, Mo Salah would not get the same amount of money. You're telling me that I just disagree with.
Just one thing is that I don't know how long this project actually is going to be in Saudi as well. I think this is more trying to get the World Cup behind them. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
I haven't followed. So, like, to bring Mo Salah now and when he's still performing, it's like he's going to be the Egyptian king, basically.
But like you just said, when he's still performing, does someone in their prime? Because like, look at every player who's gone there. None of them are in their prime or at their peak level of performance. Mo is. Does Mo want to go at his peak level?
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I think he's a very humble and respectful player. He will see the contract out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At this point, is if he sees it out completely, it's up to Liverpool to decide: are they going to sell
Can't let him go
for
for free.
Yeah,
Can't let him go for free.
right?
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say that
if he has 1 year left, then you probably
Not-
will have to sell him, right?
they gotta
That's
push
not
for a
happening.
sell.
Yeah,
If
that's not happening.
if they don't resign, if he doesn't resign though, they can't risk like let him go for free, like you guys said. They have
Yeah.
to try and push with that 1 year left and make as because you can get so much money out of Salah, obviously. So you Liverpool, if they can't get him to resign, like Mo said, they got to start planning for life after him. Try to push for the sell and start planning on who you guys want to start bringing in.
Agreed.
Mike, have you replaced Sadio Mane yet? Because that's going to be a big issue. You won't have the same situation where you haven't replaced one of your best players in your history. You won't have the same situation with Mo Salah because that's going to be the same thing.
But the thing is, everyone talks about replace. There is no replacing him. Like if Mo leaves, if Mo leaves, like in my personal opinion, you no longer have a right wing. You go 4-2-3-1. You stop this 4-3-3 madness. You go back to what Jurgen was doing at Dortmund. I don't think that it would be smart to say that we can just replace Mo. You can't. You can't just replace Mohamed Salah.
Okay, but do you want to still be in the same position where you don't have anybody?
I think the replace is probably the wrong word, but like at that point, it's
Evolve.
more like
you would have to
live on without him. Like how will you move on without him? Otherwise,
and you're right.
From the sounds of some fans, it sounds like the club will go under if he doesn't sign a new contract. Like that's not the case. No. Right, you will live on. You will be a top.
We beat Barcelona without him. We beat Barcelona 4-0 at home without him. I'm not just going to lean on that.
Like you saw Luis Suarez and you lived on, right?
Yeah,
like
and Coutinho, and I mean Coutinho fueled a Champions League and a Premier League. Like Coutinho's selling is the reason why we won a Champions League and a Premier League.
But that was from a monetary position though. That's not tactically. Tactically, y'all were a lot better after Coutinho left. It's more about coping. Can you cope without Mo Salah? And in my opinion, if you're going to take the L and you're just going to cut you might as well just do it now. You might as well just do it now and just start preparing for the future.
Well, at least get into the Champions League.
100%. But the thing is, we don't know though. Like I don't know what the club has talked to Mo Salah about. Like we don't know those conversations. The club obviously does. If I were in the position to say that, and I knew that Mo was eventually going to leave, I would sell him this summer. No, like not even a question. But if there was any doubt, if there was anything that I could argue for or fight for, Mo Salah is a player worth having that argument and fight over for. But like we're just fans. Like we don't know because we're not in the boardroom and we don't know his agent. And we're just going totally off of conjecture. But to address your first point, yes, we have not replaced Sadio Mane because he was a great defensive left winger. And I fear the same thing would happen with Mo because Jurgen would just continue to try to do the same system.
I actually think you replace Sadio Mane very well.
You think Diaz is a good replacement for him?
I actually think if Diaz didn't get injured, he would have replaced Sadio Mane very, very well.
For the end part of at the end of
and I can see the signs why Luis Diaz would be great for you.
No, Luis Diaz is a great player, but he's not Sadio Mane.
People remember Sadio Mane for parts. Sadio Mane was fantastic. Sadio Mane was never consistent. You guys remember when Liverpool fans wanted Sadio Mane out?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but Sadio Mane has not been consistent over the years. Sadio Mane is a great, fantastic, flary player that has the ups and downs, but his ups are world class. Like at his up, Sadio Mane is compared to the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Mo Salah. But his downs, the difference between him and Mo Salah, Mohamed Salah, when he's down, he still gets you goals, assists. Sadio Mane doesn't. Sadio Mane, when he's down, is down. Output is down. Performances are down. Everything is down. That's why Mohamed Salah is a level above Sadio Mane. Whatever anybody tells me, Sadio Mane looks better on the eye, but I'm telling you, Mohamed Salah is down is way better than Sadio Mane is down.
Agreed.
But they replaced him with Diaz, and I think Diaz is good. Very, very good. Big up Ahmed Sulaiman gifting. Guys, we're going to have all the chat as members now. Big up Ahmed for gifting 5 memberships to us. Guys, if you're a member, if you just became a member, you have to thank Ahmed for giving you the membership. And also check out the membership because you get to listen. This is a brilliant show. Really good numbers, actually, in the show. It's absolutely great. We're having a good conversation here. People, some of you guys, it's the first time. Who's the first time to be on YouTube?
Me.
Hold on. What the heck? Who again? So Mina, Jaden, and Marcus, the first time on YouTube. Oh my! That's why you guys don't have the guys Mike and Kev. They have the
Hey,
gotta
yeah,
have
that's
that.
good. Don't hate.
they have the
Don't
gear,
hate on the
bro.
amateurs. Come on,
Kevin,
bro.
you
Gotta have
haven't
that
said a
phone.
word. Kevin, you haven't said a
Yeah, I
word.
want to hear about United.
Actually, before we move on to United, I actually had a question for Mike because I know you said your biggest issue was one of the biggest issues you had was McAllister in the six. I haven't watched much of Liverpool's game, but like, what was the reason for buying Endo? Wasn't he technically kind of
Oh,
supposed to be your six?
okay. I love this question. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Ultimately, Endo was a Jurgen Klopp signing. And Jurgen Klopp has the worst talent ID in the history of the Premier League. That man does not know a talented footballer. If like it's impossible. I mean, Takumi Minamino is a perfect example of someone who just had a great game against us. Jurgen Klopp goes out and buys him, and he has one moment, and it's against Leicester in the Carabao Cup. Congratulations, Takumi Minamino. Money well spent. Or Naby Keita, or a whole laundry list of people. Ultimately, Julian Ward is the or Michael Edwards is the reason why this club is where it is today. But Wataru Endo was a 6 for Stuttgart. Okay, and like ultimately, it doesn't even matter that we bought him. Jurgen's not playing him. That's all you need to wrap your head around. He's not getting in. Curtis Jones is getting in over him. So I don't know why we bought him. I don't know why you spent that money on him. You could have gone out and spent 20 million on a random defender from the middle of Brazil. I don't even care. You could have spent 10 million more and just bought Ignacio at the beginning of the window and taken his release clause. There were so many options that we had with 20 million. I would have rather just bought 2 youth players and just brought them in. They would have been better than Wataru Endo. Endo has had his little moments, but the problem is that he's not quick enough. Like, yeah, sure, he's great defensively. He's defensive minded. He's got decent positioning, but he's just not fast enough. Like, he cannot keep up with the Premier League players. He did well in the Europa League game against the team that I don't even remember the name of, who had Kevin McAllister. But other than that, he's kind of just been a ghost. Oh, and against Leicester. He was good against Leicester. But let's be honest, they're a championship side now. So I don't know why we bought him, but like, it doesn't change the fact that McAllister isn't a he's much better up forward. And Gravenberch is also playing unbelievable. Ultimately, I think that Gravenberch is going to go down as our best signing of the window because of what we paid for him. We paid 30 million, and he's going to he has the potential to be world class. The guy is fabulous. Bayern, thank you so much. I don't know what I don't know why Thomas Tuchel. Also, that's another thing I'd love to ask you about, because I think that the bringing in of Tuchel and the sacking of Nagelsmann was some of the worst business I've seen in football in recent memory. But regardless, we need a 6 because McAllister needs to be forward. And you saw him at Brighton. You saw him in the World Cup. He's better going forward than he is going back. And we have options here. And Wataru, I don't know. Everyone loves him for something. Some people love him. I don't get it. There is no positive. There is none. There's none.
But he's at least playing the cups, is what you're saying, then, right? Because
yes.
I heard you mention
yes.
Leicester. So, I mean, I guess that's one maybe positive, a little bit of rotation.
I would have rather keep James Milner. I would have rather have kept James Milner than have Wataru Endo, because Wataru Endo is just a different James Milner. And in fact, he's just a slower James Milner, because James Milner can put in a performance against City. Wataru Endo would get ran through in that Brighton squad. Brighton would have.
Mike, let me ask you a question. Is he a worse signing than Kai Havertz? That's what I'm going to ask.
I don't even think it's comparable. Kai Havertz is the reason why you scored against City. What do you mean? Wataru Endo is...
Well, technically, Thomas Partey's long ball and then Tomiyasu's header is the reason we scored against.
A better question is he worse than Keita?
Well, the thing is, Naby Keita, the problem with Naby Keita was injuries. Like, it's unfair to judge him because of how many games he missed. And like, that's a big problem because of how injury prone he was. Because he's just not there. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing as Thiago. Like, when is Thiago going to be back? This is the longest muscle injury in the history of muscle injury. Like, what is going on? Like what is
I think you should count him out. No.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the bench before he left too. So I think at this point of his career, he's probably just...
Which is technically a great footballer, but ultimately, I think he hurts.
Let's switch it for the last part for Manchester United and Kevin.
What do you guys
Give
want to
me
know?
first of all, when did you become a Manchester United fan?
Wow, that's got to be
Don't tell me
maybe around.
2008.
No. See, because football's always been a really huge thing in my family, but it wasn't really until I got to maybe freshman, junior year of high school where I actually started picking up football for myself. So it was around 2011-ish, around there, where I
And
started.
you chose Man United.
Yeah, I chose Man
I'm
United.
sorry, bro.
Yeah, no,
I'm so sorry. It's
but
at least we cannot call him a glory hunter.
yeah, I pretty much became a fan right when it was ending. I think the very first memory I have
And he
was
thought
it was around
it's gonna
Ronaldo
hurt
winning.
Genius,
So it's
bro.
your fault,
My
huh?
guy looked at the
Yeah,
history.
it was
He
me.
looked at the history. He looked at the history. You know what I mean? And then he's like, "Yeah, and we just won
No,
the
surprisingly,
league." You know?
no,
But
it's
why?
actually a very funny
Like,
story. I was uh I was on the bus and one of my friends was watching the game on his phone. I just ended up watching it. I watched some clips, so I knew nothing about the history. I knew nothing about like how dominant they were. I just really something about it. It was the first team I really started actually watching, and it was just natural. It just the team I fell for, and that's the team I supported ever since.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm really sorry. But
Me
anyway,
too.
looking at it now. Looking at it now, you're playing City next week.
Yeah,
What's your expectations from that game?
don't get trashed. I mean,
That's it?
we
Are you serious?
pretty
You're playing
much.
at home, bro.
Yeah, but does it matter who are playing at home right now? I
Yeah, it
mean,
does. Chelsea
anybody is
proved
pulling up.
no, but Chelsea proved that it matters.
Yeah, but see, we proved that last
Are
year.
you worse than Chelsea?
No. The
Right
referees
now, I
proved
think
it
we are.
last year. Y'all fluked that one against Manchester City last year.
Yeah,
Y'all
that-
know that. Don't be
I-
shameless about it. Come on now.
No. But I wasn't talking about the game. I meant more in general with our home record. Like we proved last year that our home record was pretty good. Didn't matter. Yeah, we got some lucky decisions on some of them, but we also had a lot of decisions go against us. The City game, yeah, we that should have been offside. Yeah, I'll admit that. So we fluked that one. But this year even our home form isn't like doing
but
well at all. It doesn't matter.
Are you
How
a better
often?
team with Bruno? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, from recent memory, how often did City even win in Old Trafford? Though I don't remember that many wins.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a weird game between City and United because even when they're at their pump and we're like crap, we could still like sneak a couple wins out of them here and
Like
there.
even Ollie won with
Yeah,
against
that's what I'm
City.
saying.
Like
So we could sneak a couple wins here and there, but I think we're mentally for most of our players right now. I think we're at rock bottom. I think there's no confidence in this team. I don't think a lot of them know what they're doing tactically. I think they look a little bit lost on the field. Um, so this year I'm a little bit more worried. I mean, you saw we're struggling to beat Sheffield United, even if they're away. That's relegation team right there. Pretty much all our wins take all our wins. We struggle against almost everybody this year. Even our wins that we won 1-0, the McTominay brace in the 90 plus minutes to win. So City doesn't matter what team they field out. Even if we are home, I think we'll struggle because of what we've been showing the past few weeks and months. We're just barely getting through games.
Well, my question for you would be the one game that I didn't see you struggle with was the cup game against Crystal Palace, and Marcus Rashford didn't play. And I've held the opinion recently that I think that without Bruno and without Rashford, United are a better team. So do you think that without Rashford, you guys would have a better chance? Because ultimately, like your best performance, 3-0, could have been 5-0, was without Marcus in the team.
I slightly disagree, but what I do agree with is they need to get benched. Like, I don't think we're better off without them. That's just my personal opinion. I know I'm in the minority
Hold on.
with that.
Can you explain that more?
Yeah, so I think they're just in such bad form and their mentality is so shot that I think they need to get dropped. They're not playing well. So I
So
think
are you better without Marcus Rashford than Bruno Fernandes?
I don't think we are because if
So how are you asking to bench them if you're not better without?
because they don't deserve to be playing right now. Overall, what I'm saying,
Make it
overall,
make
we're not a
sense
better
a little
team.
bit.
There are better players. They're
Yes.
our best players, right?
Yeah.
But right now they're so bad out of form. They don't deserve to start right now. They need to be benched about a game or two. Just let them know like you have to fight harder. You got to get your head in the game. and you got to play better, and you have to deserve that start. Just because you're the better player doesn't mean that you should necessarily just get thrown on the field no matter what kind of performance you're throwing, because they're stinking it up on the field. Like, they are misplacing passes. Rashford right now, he is caught in two minds every single time, because his natural thing is to shoot, but because everybody's onto him, now he's struggling, and now he's overthinking every single play he does. Now he wants to pass every time when he should shoot. When he has the chance to shoot, he wants to pass it, or when he has to pass it, he'll take a wild shot. So I think they need to get benched. But that's what I'm saying. For the short term, I think they need to get benched. Long term, I think them at their peak form should be better than what I'd say like Garnacho. We saw Garnacho start. I think Garnacho's an impact player, so I don't think he benches Rashford. Um, and
Who
Mount, I don't see him as a very creative 10. I see Mount more of as an 8. He pretty much keeps the ball moving. So
against
it's
City?
just the
Who would
options
you?
we have.
Let me do the super chat before you
Yeah,
ask a question. Hassan Ali, thank you for the support to the channel. Of course, Hassan, as always, Ten Hag needs to do a Solskjaer and play on the counter attack. City are susceptible to the counter. Teams that are better need to adapt your game. Yeah, I agree. Like in this game, it's all about the result. Just freaking park the bus. People said that, yeah, don't get City to dominate. No, just don't worry about it. City struggled to score goals against Wolves. Brighton opened up. They made a mistake, but you're not Brighton. I think I agree with you, Hassan. Park the freaking bus and try to hit them on the counter. That's it. But is it going to be Rashford or is it going to be Garnacho? I don't know. But yeah, park the bus 100%. 100%. And don't
but
go ahead.
I was gonna say too. What you were saying in your other video is that Casemiro doesn't have the legs anymore. They park the bus.
But
Who's gonna be?
that's the whole point of parking the bus.
Yeah,
Your player doesn't need to run.
no,
It's all
but I'm
about
saying like
positioning.
you think Casemiro or who would be the best in the midfield to park the bus to receive the
Amrabat and
attack?
Casemiro next to each other.
Hmm?
Pivot. It's as
Agreed.
simple as that. Just
Yeah, it's another
park
thing
the
we're not
bus,
doing this
have
year.
10 yards between your back line and your midfield, no spaces in between for anybody to move, and Mark Holland 1-to-1, double on whatever, Jeremy Doku, and try your best. But otherwise, if you open up, you have Doku isolated with Dallo or with Maguire, you're dead. It's over. It's game over for you. I think if you give
Fair.
spaces, give Foden spaces between the lines, you're dead.
Doku is disgusting. Doku is so good.
He's still raw though. I still see the raw thing in him. Like he still needs to know when to cut back, when to stay, when to pass ball. Well, Jaden,
Just
what do you think?
I was gonna ask. It's gonna sound crazy, I know, but you said
Go ahead.
Casemiro and Amrabat. Do you McTominay? He's the only one right now that seems like he can score goals. So if Man United want to take something out of that game, do you somehow find a way to fit? It's gonna sound crazy. I know it's crazy. I've never thought I'd say anything like it. But do you find a way to get him in there, because right now he's the only one that seems like he can put the ball in the back of the net?
Kevin
Bench.
can answer this. I can answer this
Yeah.
later, but Kevin, it's his.
The
Okay.
problem is that I've seen McTominay for a few years, and McTominay, I'll tell you right now, the best thing is what he did against Brentford is a plan B. Throw him in the last few minutes if we need a goal, and have him push up. You do not want to have a game where he's in the midfield, because he'll go hiding, he'll disappear. He is not a midfield. He's one of those players, like I said, playing like Fellaini. You just, all right, you know what? We're a goal down, or we need to just lob the ball up in the last few minutes to keep the lead. That's when you throw him on. But if you want to have any sort of, I guess, midfield
Control.
structure, yeah, any sort of it, because he hides, he disappears. He'll find players to hide behind so that they don't give him the ball. Like, you can't have that, especially against City. So I wouldn't play him in this midfield.
So McTominay is good when you like have hold the ball and you're pressing high and you're spamming crosses inside. Yeah, he can get at the end of one. But any like thoughtful building, any thoughtful kind of play, any play off the training ground, I think he's not there. He can't help himself but just hide, not ask for. He's scared. He's a scared boy that's scared to make mistakes.
I
That's
agree.
why he's not asking
I
for the
think
ball.
I think Mo's right. Amrabat and Casemiro got to be the pivot, but that's something we've also haven't been doing this year. We're playing with the
Because
single
you're not
pivot.
parking the
Leave it.
bus though.
Yeah, he should just go back to that. We need some wins. We need some confidence, especially against City. Just park the bus. They struggled against that the most. That's why we usually sneak some wins out of them, because that's always been our style for the past few years and the past few seasons, where we sit back, we don't really concede much, and then we hit them on the break, and we got pacey wingers up top. So that's usually where we get it. But
Yeah. Anyway, listen, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's an hour. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully, we can do this next week. If you're a member, check out the membership community posts there. It's only available for members. We have freaking like 40 something members now. But thank you everybody that joined. Thanks Ahmed for the support. Thanks Hassan for the super chat. Will, of course, and tomorrow. And tomorrow, catch me at 2 o'clock UK time with Kunle, and we're discussing the other guests as well. Might have Don or something. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Kevin, Mike, Jaden, and Mina, and also Marcus, who isn't here. But yeah, and thanks everybody that watched us. Make sure to like the video before you go. Before you go, like the video. Any last thoughts, guys? People want to say?
Down the Spurs. Let's go. Let's Fulham all the way. Let's go, Fulham. Come on, baby.
I mean, I'm back in Spurs. Please win the title. I don't want Arsenal, Liverpool, or City in this. So
Wow.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
I mean, I know they're not, but let's just speak it into existence, right?
If it can't be Arsenal, I hope City wins. It's just because I'm tired of everyone hating on Bayern for being a Farmers League. I'm actually enjoying the Prem being a Farmers League.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fair point.
Jaden, any last things?
I'm hearing Spurs winning titles. More, just end the show. I don't want to be hearing that. Just end the show.
I'm with you, bro. Like this is Spurs winning the title. Like I'm part of this agenda shit that I've been saying. Spurs.
You've been saying, what if they stay fit? So that's what I'm
yeah,
gonna
I've
keep
been
saying.
saying that. You know me. You know me. But yeah, thank you everybody that joined us. Thank you, Marcus. Anything you want to say?
James Madison better get injured, and then we're all good. So come on, Arsenal, let's go.
He's not scary though. He's not scary for you. You're not scared from James Madison.
I'm just tired of Spurs fans acting like Arsenal fans were last year after 8 games. That's all I'm gonna say. They sound worse than we do. They're more shameless, but what are you gonna do? Spurs.
All right. Thank you everybody that watched us. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all the panel. We'll see you guys soon. We're out.